Welcome back to Swordbox. I'm glad you decided to join us today. Let's check out our verse. Now may the Lord direct your hearts into the love of God and into the patience of Christ. 2 Thessalonians 3:5. We kind of stopped at the end of the seventh plague, which was hail, and of course fire as well. Before we go on to the next plague, I kind of want to stop for a minute and kind of put ourselves in the positions of where Moses and the children of Israel are. At the end of this seventh plague, what if Fox News or CNN sent camera crews into Egypt to interview Moses and Aaron and the Jewish people? What do you think they would say? What do you think was going on in their minds? I mean, they're really questions we should ask ourselves and kind of put ourselves in their position. Do you suppose that the attitude of the Jewish slaves have changed? What would you be thinking had you been a slave all these years and now you've seen all these things happen? Would you say, well, the miracles are cool, but you know what? I'm still a slave. When is all this mess going to be over? You know what? Pharaoh is never going to let us go. Can you see yourself saying something like that? I mean, I've had days where I can certainly see myself saying that. Or would you stand in faith and say, you know what? My God is incredible. Look at what he's doing. If God is for me, it doesn't matter if Pharaoh's against me or not. God is going to set me free. What used to look like an impossible mountain now looks like an anthill. Do you suppose your heart would be like the verse we talked about today? Would your heart be directed towards God's love for you? Would you rest patiently in him for his deliverance, his way, knowing God would keep his word? Would we have a growing attitude of faith in God, or would we hold on to our doubt and allow our hearts to be hard, just like Pharaoh? Well, how about Moses and Aaron? What do you think was going on in their hearts? I personally believe that God was building their faith and their trust and fine-tuning their leadership abilities by leaps and bounds every time another plague took place. They were seeing God not just do miracles, God was doing the miracles through them. And I'm sure they had a lot of respect among everyone. The news media would have absolutely swarmed to get an interview with these two. So let me ask you this question. What if the news crews pulled up to your house today, turned on the cameras, and put a microphone in your face? What would you say? What is God doing in your life? If you're going through struggles, and we all are, what would be your response? This isn't fair, God doesn't care, things never seem to be better. Do you vent all of your worries or complaints? Or do you declare by faith, my God has and will supply all my needs. He knows the path he has for me to prosper me. All things in my life are going to work for the good because I love God. And I am more than a conqueror through Christ Jesus. Would the headlines the next morning read, Little Trouble, Big God? Or Big Trouble, Little Faith in God? You know what? Jesus said that in this world you will have trouble, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. God bless you. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you back here tomorrow.